Today's guest is Mike Dugan. He's a managing member of Independent Business Valuations and Appraisals, or IBVA, in Castle Rock, Colorado. Thank you to Zarlingo Robb, CPAs and Business Advisors in Wheat Ridge, Colorado, for providing a location for us to film this episode. At Zarlingo Robb, they think like business owners. For more information about Zarlingo Robb, please click the link in our website show notes. Hi, I'm Norman A. Hood, financial advisor and host of the Exit Plan Show. I interview America's top advisors like today's guest, Mike Dugan, to help business owners like you enjoy more personal freedom, grow your company faster, and transfer ownership seamlessly when the time comes. Like I said, Mike Dugan is our guest today. He's from Castle Rock, Colorado. He's with IBVA, and he's a qualified appraisal expert. Mike's completed assignments for federal gift taxes, estate taxes, income taxes, stock options, divorce, mergers and acquisitions, and exit planning. Welcome back again, Mike. Today we are talking about lowest defensible value, which may be a new term to some people. If it is, we need to tell them what it is. So
right. Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, lowest defensible value usually comes up in tax and estate planning, exit planning, where we're trying to use the rules, the regulations, the laws to put the value at a level that minimizes the tax burdens for transfer of ownership. In doing so, we are using a specific standard of value, fair market value, as defined by Revenue 5960 of the IRS codes, and we're applying discounts.
Oh, okay.
In the industry, the DLOM, which is the discount for lack of marketability, which also can be illiquidity. And then there's a discount for the lack of control or minority position ownership.
Okay.
Discounts. And each one of those is a separate issue in establishing the flow of the calculation to put to value.
Okay.
So when we put them together, we take a readily marketable business and we take it down to whatever level of value we're dealing with. If it's control, non-marketable, or if it's minority, non-marketable, we are able to pull that price down, or value down, I shouldn't say price, but value down, so that we're establishing a number to help the transactions get done, but also eliminate or remove some of the tax burden.
Okay.
On the deal.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Good information. So what factors go into determining? I think you probably covered some of that already probably in the first question, but anything else you can think of to explain what factors all go into determining lowest defensible value?
Well, the lack of marketability is there's a number of different approaches to determine that. In the past they've used restricted stock studies and IPO studies where there were limits on the transferability of the shares of stock of publicly traded companies. Those discounts, and they go back into the 60s and the 70s, and some of these are fairly old. Some of the newer stuff, like Plurus, are using more updated data. Options, Monte Carlo programs, those types of things are also being used to establish the discounts. And then these discounts can range anywhere from 10% all the way up to 40-50%.
Okay.
So it's substantial. And for those to be accepted, you have to show the studies and where that data is coming from, and case studies from various court cases like Mindenbaum and the like there, which substantiates and gives us a basis to say, okay, we've looked at this. Here are all the numbers of Mindenbaum points that we saw in our subject company. We're going to use X as our discount based on that data.
Okay. So you kind of just led me right into my next question. What's the highest reasonable discount you've ever seen applied to a business?
The ones that I've done, probably about 45%.
Okay, well that's pretty good.
It is, but I've also heard or seen or been exposed to 75, 80%.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, but it's, you get into certain situations where there just is no market for what that company or subject has got, and nobody's going to buy it.
Yeah, but those discounts translate into enormous tax savings. So sometimes,
yes, they do.
So you don't really, when you get a valuation expert, you really want somebody that's had experience with those discounts and
Correct.
knows how to apply them and
right. And the bigger the business, the bigger the project, and the bigger the fees.
Right.
But there are some people out there that is all they do.
Yeah, well, if you're saving $1 million on taxes, you can afford
Right.
a small fee of an appraisal.
Right, or tens of millions. I mean, when these businesses get up to that level, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm a small business guy.
Well, small business people like save taxes too, don't
yes,
they?
they do, absolutely.
And they sure need to know what's
Right.
available to them.
We can apply the same rules.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to give a quick story because I don't usually tell stories during the interviews, but I'm dealing with a client right now that I had talked to their lender about business valuation discount, and they mentioned they had an individual that had done valuations for them, and they went back to him and just said, roughly, what do you think the valuation would be? And then I went to an attorney that does a lot of transactions and gave him that number, and he said they have the wrong person doing the business valuation because if that was done properly, that discount would have been 3 times that much.
Yeah, and it is a subjective opinion at that point when you're coming up with it, and that's why you need to use the studies and have the experience to say, hey, we've seen this going on in the courts, we see what's going on with our subject, and here's what the market's telling us. All of those factors have to come together to provide a realistic, supportable discount.
And what we found out, we went back later and kind of did some questioning, is we found out that the person that gave the lower discount really didn't have a lot of experience in doing that and was kind of afraid to give a discount that he would have to maybe have to defend sometime. And so
that's very common and easy to have happen. And that's one of the things with getting the right appraiser to do your work. Do they have the experience and the knowledge? And also, enough experience with that thing to say, hey, this is a 35% discount. Yeah. And here's why. And I see in my reviews of other work, people using 10-15%, and I'm sitting there saying that is not addressing the risk properly. So
you want when it comes to saving taxes, you want the lowest defensible value.
True.
And you need an expert to come up with that.
Right. Yeah. Okay. And that defensible is the key word there.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
At the end of this video, we'll show you how to subscribe to our free newsletter, download free guides, and have an opportunity to win free books from Amazon.